in the entrepreneurship arena, I think my biggest takeaway is just listen to yourself. Like, do what you want to do. Like, stop doubting that.
Trust yourself.
Trust yourself, because everything I've let go of in my journey so far has been things I don't like doing. And I could have I knew that at the start, but I didn't know it. You know what I mean? Like, I thought like I still had the supposed to's in my head. You're supposed to do this. You have to do this. Like, this is what entrepreneurs do. I kept
shaking off some preconceived notions.
Yeah. I was like, I was shedding all that. Yeah. And then that, like, not even just like in the business, but in my personal life, there was still not everything. There was a lot of things I was doing out of obligation. And I feel this year, I'm tired. Like, I've exhausted myself of doing that.
Right.
And it's not like it was like a treacherous year and like there was it was like a bad year, but it's stuff that's been cooking. It's a habit that's been cooking my whole life of this doing things out of obligation, doing things I don't like to. And last year I was still like, well, let me try. Let me be open because I'm new to this thing. Let me be open to networking with people. Let me be open to trying businesses that don't seem like they fit, but I don't know because I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I have to be open. Like, it's still like this idea that I don't know enough, so I can't trust my instincts. Like, I have to, and to an extent, that's good because I was open to learning, but I think I figured it out. Like, I don't like some of the shit that I was doing. Like, I don't like having clients. I don't necessarily like having people to report to. I don't like people telling me what to do with my schedule. If I want to work all day, I want to work all day. If I don't want to see people all day, I don't want to see people all day. And like, to me, that's important. And I think last semester was me just like, by the end of December, I was just like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is the situation and I need to just embrace it. Yeah, I need to commit to it. Like, instead of trying to fight it, just commit. And this is what is inspiring my Q1 goals for sure.
I feel like it's similar for me. Like, I resonate with this idea of shedding these preconceived notions. Like, I definitely made a lot of mistakes last quarter, had to learn a lot of lessons. Before, the idea of like someone reaching out to me to be like a co-founder kind of thing was just like such a novel concept. Like, I never would have thought that. But like, now a lot of people have reached out to me like with that pitch, with that story, and I kind of realized like it's not like this exciting thing that I thought it was.
It's actually hard.
It's a lot of times it just doesn't align and it doesn't work out. So like, this, maybe we'll talk about this later with signal and noise, but like, you know, before that I would have thought of that as signal, like something important, something to pay attention to. But now I realize that's more noise. And so I guess that's kind of one of the big takeaways from first semester, the last 6 months, is like, what I thought was important, what I thought was signal turned out to be noise. And what I thought was like noise, or maybe things I took for granted, actually turned out to be signal, to be important.
Yeah, that's a good
so
point.
Like, what was unexpected is like the traction I got with content. And before, I thought, oh, I'm not going to make enough money through content to support myself, so I have to do independent consulting.
That's the prize.
That's the main focus. But now, like, that doesn't seem to be the story. Like, I don't think I'll be making consistent income from consulting. I think it's going to be really lumpy. I think it's going to be, you know, most of the time I don't have a serious like client engagement, but like maybe once or twice a year, maybe a few times a year, there's like some project. And like, I'll focus on that for like a few months. But then, you know, other than that, I'm kind of doing whatever. It's just like focusing on content creation. So like, the content creation is actually like an anchor, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the main focus. And then sometimes I'll do the consulting, where I thought maybe it would be the other way around, where it's like, no, I need to do the consulting like as the main focus to kind of earn consistent income, and then I'll do the content creation on the side. So that kind of completely reversed.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a theme for both of us from last year to this year, which is like, I feel like last year we were finding what aligned. it was like we were searching for what was aligned. And that, like, back to our episode about play, like the first step is like eliminating things. And it's kind of weird because I think we, like, last year we were exploring different options. And I feel like now we're at the point where we want to shed the things that didn't work. We were like figuring out what was aligned with us by trying different things. And now we're like, our struggle or our challenge is to trust what we found that is aligned. And I think that was something last year that I didn't trust anything because I just didn't know what was better. Should I be a creator full time? Should I be a consultant full time? But I think my problem was not in the activities I was doing. It was trying to pick something to trust in rather than trusting in myself. Like I was trying to pick like, if I'm a creator now, I just do creator things. Right. But being a creator alone never felt like enough. Yeah. But then when I was trying to be a consultant, I was just like, okay, I'm a consultant now. Like that's my business. This is who I am. But it never felt 100%. Yeah. And it's just like, that's because you can't do top down. You can't just like name who you are and then it feels all right. Like you have to, we're going to talk about this in the episode, but like you have to pick what feels right to you first and let the title emerge. And I think I didn't have enough knowledge back then to trust that. And this coming into this year, I feel like if I like dressing up and going to coffee shops, God knows what kind of job that is, right? But that's the signal. Instead of, I used to think that was like you were saying, like noise, like, oh, that's just something I like to do. Like, no, that is the moment. And keep doing that, keep following that, because you never know what's going to come afterwards. Or I knew I loved making content. Keep following that. I know that I don't like having calls all day. Don't follow that. And it's like just being able to finally trust it and now start prioritizing my life around that, because it sounds silly that now it's not the fact that I'm so busy and I can't talk or like hang out. It's the fact that like maybe I don't want to. Yeah. Like I just don't want to. That's enough. And I couldn't trust that last year. This year I can be like, yeah, if I don't want to hang, I don't want to hang. It no longer matters about my free time. It's just, do I feel energetically aligned to this hangout? Yes or no? Yeah. Is it a hell yes or is it a hell no? So it's like, I feel this year we're becoming more trusting in what we like, which I feel like is only going to lead to better things in a life that is now going to start creating the life that we actually want. And I think that's a step people don't talk about. Like they don't talk about how silly it feels to like basically do what we're doing, like be investing in things just because it's fun, right? Like investing with money into things just because it's fun, or investing time wise into things when you're not getting any income, like for a long period of time, like, but it feels right, so I'm doing it. And I trust that because I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that I trust the feeling that it gives me, and I trust that will come time and time again. So it's like following that feeling, and that's very underrated.
Yeah, anyway. I mean, that's all we're doing right now.
Yeah,
just
literally.
Like, we're just doing what feels right. Yeah. Pulling on that thread. We don't really know where this is taking us. Yeah. But on some level, just trusting that this is the right path. Yeah. You know? And we'll see what happens. This is an experiment.
Yeah, like I said, we're the guinea pigs. Y'all can watch.